Good morning, everybody. Appreciate you being here. Obviously a little bit different press conference for me, but you're definitely excited about this week. Excited about the opportunity that's in front of us. I thought our guys did a nice job through the bye week. Our focus this past week was truly about continuing to improve, developing the fundamentals, the overall understanding of our expectations, and putting ourselves in the best position for this week that's ahead of us. We understand the importance of this game, the opportunity. Excited about the showcase. With being host of game day and opportunity to be in a prime time. Presentation, and it's going to be a great showcase for both universities and the opportunity that's in front of us, and the importance of this game for our team, our program, obviously our fan base. It's one of the greatest rivalries in college football, and you're definitely excited about the week of preparation ahead, and the opportunity that's in front of us come Saturday night.
Hey, Coach. I know y'all are still doing the meetings and all virtually, but I guess what are you able to do when the team's out at practice? Are you able to be there in any way virtually, or is it more people kind of reporting back to you afterwards?
No, that was one of the great things. Yesterday we had our normal Sunday practice, and I think Austin Phillips, our video crew, did an extraordinary job. I was able to have access to multiple cameras on both fields to be able to kind of go back and forth. In real time for what was going on at practice, and through speakers I could communicate with coaches from things that I was able to see, and I thought all in all it actually went pretty smooth. We had our normal virtual meetings for myself. Adding into our team meeting virtually, was able to lead that meeting. Was in our all of our other meetings that we had collectively, our group special teams, as well as being able to have the flexibility to move around through the individual meetings as well. So it's not ideal, but being able to make the most of it, I think that's one of the great things about technology, and really just as we were going through the whole quarantine, we talked about sometimes the greatest challenges bring along some of the best blessings, and the blessing of understanding and developing comfort in how it can operate virtually, and the things that we can get accomplished. I think definitely has prepared me for this moment in what we're having to go through.
Hey, Mike, David Hale with ESPN. First off, you're setting a very high standard in Zoom attire for the rest of us, many of whom are probably not even wearing pants right now. So congrats on that. What was the response that you had when you found out about the test results? And did you have like a protocol in place already in the event that this would happen?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a plan in place. If anybody, any member of our staff or organization, if this was to occur, kind of what that next step was going to be. Obviously, I was, surprised by the result. Obviously. It's saddening, and hurts that I don't get to be around our guys for the next 10 days. Immediately went and did a follow up test, and had my wife and daughter. They also went and got tested, and that's probably one of the biggest challenges. Is that being at home and being isolated, not being able to give a hug to my daughter or wife, and just the challenges that go with that. But then still, some of the positive things of being able to be involved with the meetings, to be able to still play a very active role in our preparation, and as we're going through the course of this week. It's like I told our football team. It's an opportunity for all of us to show the response to adversity that comes up, and it's what we talk about all the time within our program. And now I get a chance to be the example when something didn't necessarily have a positive turn when in regards to my situation and being able to do my job, but I can definitely control that response.
Hey, Mike. First of all, are you still feeling okay? Are you having any symptoms?
I feel fine.
Good to hear that. And then can you explain a little bit more about like your setup at home? Are you watching the practice is it on TV somehow? Is it computers? What's that setup?
Well, I've got everything runs through my computer, and so that's it's pretty good setup. Have access to be able to go to different cameras as practice is going on, and it's it was something that I was unsure how easily and functional it would operate, but it's actually it was pretty good, and being able to run through that last night sets up for tomorrow morning's practice. For us to be able to go through and execute that at a high level. So I'm excited about obviously what technology allows us to do, and just go about business as usual as we possibly can.
Hey, on game day, will you be able to do much of anything? And also, I guess Coach Thompson, was this one of the real main reasons you wanted him on the staff, to be kind of a guy that could, not that you knew this was going to come, but just have somebody very familiar with you and how you want to run things?
Absolutely, and I'll be able to kind of serve my role up until the guys leave the hotel. We already have things in place for me to be able to be there virtually with them. Obviously I won't be able to do anything with our players in person. You'll hear this week, and we're still exploring all options of being able to you remain isolated and doing the things that I have to do through protocols. And so but when it comes to the in-person head coaching responsibilities, and obviously the just another piece of the value that Chris Thompson brings. He's somebody that I've known since I was in college. I've got to watch him as a player. I've obviously worked with him as a coworker when I was at Arizona State. He was my offensive line coach, and he's done a remarkable job in his opportunity as a head coach. When he was at Abilene Christian, did an extraordinary job with that program and leading men, and that's something that I think is one of the greatest talents of Chris Thompson is just the way guys respond to him. He's got an unbelievable heart. He's a great teacher. A very pure soul when it comes to every aspect of what he does. And I knew that I wanted him a part of this staff, not only for what he brings X and O's, but just that leadership in every other area as well.
Hey, Coach, this is Jake Stofan with Capital News Service. There's been some criticism of the sort of poor adherence to some of the social distancing measures at the home game, the first home game. The president has announced that he'll be implementing some new policies and procedures going forward when it comes to home games. What was kind of your takeaway from what you saw up in the stands during the first home game, and what are some of the changes you would hope to see coming going forward?
Well, honestly, I didn't really look in the stands a whole lot throughout the course of the game. So, obviously our focus is what was going on between the white lines there throughout the course of the contest, and there's a lot of things that are in place for our players and coaches, and that being the first game, and just the overall operations of what we do and how we do it. We're just going to continue to improve in every aspect there, and just excited about the opportunity that we get to be able to play the game.
Mike, do you know yet how you came into contact with the coronavirus to get a positive result? And as a second part to that, has contact tracing led to other coaches or players being unavailable for this game?
I am not aware of how I came into contact with it. That's one of the challenges of this, and it was definitely surprising when I did have the positive result that came back, and we've adhered to all of our policies and protocols since my positive, and going through that process of contact tracing, and I'm really appreciative of the administration and our players and staff for how we operate and what we do to limit that contact in all regards. And so we've gone through our process and feel very confident in how things will continue on within not only this week but the rest of the season.
Coach, football question. What does the return potentially of Hampton Nasruddin mean for you guys, and do you fully expect him to play? I saw he was listed on the depth chart.
We're going to continue to go through this week and evaluate where he's at. Like I mentioned last week, he is an incredible leader, a phenomenal football player. Brings such value in his versatility of skill set and what he can do. And so, I know he's been working extremely hard. It's been great seeing him out there on the field, moving around, and just the energy which he brings. And so, we'll continue to track that as the week goes on.
Hey, Coach, Matt Fortua from The Athletic. Thanks for doing this. As far as you know, when will you be allowed back on the field in person with your guys? And second part is, you come to Florida State to beat Miami. As a first-year head coach, not being able to be a part of that game, just on a personal level, how much does that eat at you?
Well, the first question, as long as I go through this the next 10 days, I think the last 3 I cannot have any symptoms, but anticipating that a week from today is when kind of my anticipated return will be on-field in-person activities, but obviously we'll continue to evaluate that as it goes. And the second question about not being able to be there in person, a part of this game actively with our team. I mean, it's extremely disappointing, and it's this game is one of the great games in all of college football. It's one that when I got the job, this game, Florida, and those are each and every year games that mean so much to so many. It means so much to our players, to our coaches, to the program, to the fan base, to the schools. So not being able to be active during the 3.5 hours that the game's going to be taking place, it's going to hurt. But the reality is I do get to make an impact, and I get to make an impact in every aspect of our preparation, everything leading up to it. Our guys. It's no different. Like I told them, I mean, there's times that players go down and they're not able to make a physical impact in the course of the game, but they get to make an impact in every other way. So, I get a chance to be the example for our team and continue to do my job to the best of its ability of what I can do to help impact this team to get a victory come Saturday night. And that's the plan. That's what we're all going to do. And we've got to make sure that. We adhere to the responsibilities that we have to the jobs that we're called to.
You and Coach Dillingham have talked a lot about, I guess, your unique connection. With you not there, does he move into the sidelines as the primary play caller? And I guess how much confidence do you have in him assuming that role?
I've got the ultimate confidence in Coach Dillingham. I've always have, and I know that the responsibility that he might add throughout the course of a game, if I'm not able to be a part of it, he's gonna be fully ready for it, and he's gonna do an extraordinary job with it. So we've worked together for a long time, and we're very similar in regards to thought process and ways to attack, and so it's. I've got the ultimate confidence of what that will look like and will be.
Coach, was there any sort of apprehension when you had to tell the team? Were you able to meet and tell the team? And with this sort of sacrifice being asked for so many students to avoid being in situations that get them the virus, I guess just what was the sort of your feeling like processing that and then having to tell your team?
Yeah, we did. We actually had a Zoom call. When I knew that I had the positive test and that it was, obviously we had that confirmed. We had a meeting with the staff, virtually, and then did the same thing with the team. And I've got the ultimate confidence that I've done everything in my power to do things the right way. I haven't gone and put myself in any I guess, jeopardizing situations. I mean, this is something that there are not a whole lot of answers to for how it occurred, and it's unfortunate that it's happened. Like I mentioned, in the release earlier in the week. I mean, to have my daughter and my wife that both went and tested and came back with negative tests. I mean, that's probably been one of the biggest challenges so far. Just not being able to really be around them and to have all the things that we're having to do as a family. It's all challenging, and missing Saturday's walkthrough was, in my coaching career, the first time I've ever really had to miss a practice. That was emotional for me. It was challenging for me. It's like I'm emotional. I get emotional thinking about not being out there tomorrow, because everything that I do is to help impact these guys and to help to build them up and prepare them. Even though this is not the course of action that I wanted to ever occur, I still have an opportunity to impact. There's plenty of players that go through and maybe they get injured or they have a setback, and they don't necessarily know how to respond, or they don't when something doesn't go their way, their reaction is something that I have to be there for, to help work them through it. And now I get to be there and show them how to work through it, to show them how to overcome when things don't necessarily go your way. And still the response is what will define you. And that's what I get the opportunity for. So I'm embracing that. I'm embracing the challenge that's in front of me, and how I can still help impact this team and do my job to the best of its ability.
Okay, I wanted to follow up. You said after your test results were confirmed, do you have follow-up tests? How does that work? And if you have follow-up tests that are negative, is there any sort of, appeal process or something along those lines for something like this?
I tell you, our administration and university have done a great job. I mean, the testing that we have is been really done at a very high level. A lot of confidence, and we there's checks and balances for everything that we do. And so if there is a positive test that comes, it definitely gets retested to confirm, and so a lot of confidence in our testing policies and procedures. And once we got the word back with that my test was confirmed, and then we went straight to the protocols that are in place of what we need to do for isolation and moving forward. So that's basically how the whole event has kind of transpired.
Hey, Coach, first question would be, does the fact that you guys have done some meetings through virtual meetings on Zoom, does that make this less unusual? And then also, if you have all four quarterbacks available on Saturday, would your not being there impact your decision to play one of the two true freshmen?
Well, so the first question, yes, it has made it a lot. Being able to have the experience of operating virtually throughout the summer and the quarantine has definitely made this easier, and a lot more confidence in how we can operate. In regards to, I guess I'd have to ask you to ask the second question once more, so I understand what you're asking.
Oh, I was asking if you had all four quarterbacks available, would your not being on site for the game impact your decision to play one of the two true freshmen?
We're going to play the guys this Saturday that we feel give us the best opportunity to win this game on Saturday. That's if I'm there, if I'm not there, regardless of any situation, that's what we're going to do, and that's how we're going to prepare.
You've obviously had experience going up against Coach Lashley on the field, but I know you guys also have the ties with Coach Malzahn. Do you know him personally, and what have you taken from going up against his offenses in recent years?
Yeah, Red I've known for a long time. Actually, he was the graduate assistant for Coach Malzahn, back at Arkansas, and then Coach Malzahn went to Tulsa, and Rhett decided not to make that move, which is kind of what provided an opportunity for me to go and become a GA with Coach Malzahn at Tulsa. So I guess I owe a lot to Rhett for that decision, and a lot of respect for him and the job that he's done throughout his coaching career. He's definitely one of the sharpest and probably best offensive coordinators in the country at what he does and how he does it. He's got this offense playing with a lot of confidence. You can see the explosiveness which they show. We've gone against each other a good number of times over the years, and a lot of respect for what he does. And so we're going to have to do a great job defensively in all aspects, because they're very versatile in their attack and the run game and the passing game. He's going to put you in some challenging situations with with kind of special plays or trick plays or the misdirections, and so everybody's got to do their job and be ready to rally to the football, and obviously doing that against a very talented group.
You've talked about, the difficulty of not being at practice. Obviously, this week at practice, I know Saturday leading up to the game at the hotel and all, you're kind of able to keep some closeness to kind of where your normal role would be given the circumstances. But how tough, how bizarre is it going to be kind of knowing once they leave the hotel Saturday that it's kind of out of your control and you just kind of sit back and watch how things unfold? Well,
You have to build confidence through the preparation, and that's something that each and every week. Once we leave the hotel, there's the active decisions in game day. We're going to have a plan for what we want to do, how we want to do it. A lot of decisions I make on game day are based off of the preparation and what the situation calls for, what we're looking for, the adjustments of what we could expect, and what are the best ways we can put our guys in a positive situation. So as a staff, we will have that plan ready, and I've got the ultimate confidence in the group of guys that we have going to the stadium, whether I'm there or not, that we're going to be able to execute the plan that's in place. And so that is our responsibility as we go through this week to prepare at a very high level, and then we've got to take that confidence in our preparation to go into place 60 minutes come Saturday night and executing that to the best of our ability.
Coach, will you be elevating an analyst or a quality control guy to the 11th coaching spot with you not being on the field Saturday? And can you text message or do anything like that from your house on game night?
I can't do anything actively throughout the game when it comes to communication. If there was a coaches that are isolated, if they can be a part of the game, they are allowed to be active in it. But I don't. We've got a lot of things that we're exploring throughout that process of what it could be. But if I'm not able to be there, be present, then it would be Tony Tokars will actually go. He's one of our offensive analysts, and he would go to one of the to the on the field or full-time coaching positions. He would still maintain in the press box, and then Coach Thompson will come down to the field to be able to do the head coaching in-person assignment.
Hi, Mike. I understand it's early in the week, but I was wondering if there's any updates on Joshua Kando and Devontae Love-Taylor. How are those guys progressing? You think they'll be available this week?
We're excited to see how they progress throughout the week, and you will see how that goes throughout the course of practice, the next few days.